So we'll now create polygons that will define the overall shape of the skull, starting with just a loop all the way around the top. So we'll use the polygon tool, just create a single polygon here, like so, and that tool. As you can see there, that's created it right on the front of the head. Let's just move it slightly further out than it would normally. Okay, now you can use whichever preference you've got. Now you can use the surface tool, or we can just use extrude, which is my preferred method. And looking at this view, we'll just extrude around the head with nicely distributed polygons. So I'm hitting keyboard Z, and just matching the reference here at the side, keyboard Z, with quite big polygons now across the top, keyboard Z, keyboard Z, Z, just working my way around. So we get around to the back there. Like so. So it's just giving me the profile really all the way across the back, like so. Let's go back to our two different views with keyboard 6 for the side, keyboard 2 for the front here. Let's just tweak some of these polygons at the side. Like so. Again, just match into the reference. Now we haven't got this set to ghosted shade, so it's obviously a solid colour that we're using at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to now select quite a few of these just across the top there, like that, and keyboard Z, and just extrude outwards. Match to the reference, and then do some tweaking. Just extrude it out to the side there. I'm just looking at rounding the head off. Back to perspective just to do some quick checks. Fine with that. Back to the front, and then I'm going to go the other way now. I'm going to extrude out this way. Slightly up. And then thinking about these polygons matching to these, I'll just level them off, and I'm level with that one now. I'll just level it this way with the reference, making sure that the temples got some good volume. Like so. Select the two edges again, and then work my way around the back. Like so. Oops, come back again. to tweak him. So we've definitely lost some volume there. You can see how flat that looks now, which isn't anywhere near this reference here. So actually it's now time to go to ghosted shade, I think. So display, object mode, ghost shade, and then we can see more clearly now. And then start getting matching to this side view, but you can tweak in another view like so. We might need to cut more polygons in here in a moment, but for now, in fact we will definitely have to cut more polygons in here in a moment, but for now that's given us the basic shape to work with. Gone too far here, as you can see, so I'll bring that back in line, bring that one back in line. Now we'll join these up here, and I'm just using selecting for, hitting P to append. It's giving me a polygon in the middle, so 1, 2, 3, 4. It's one of the core ways of making polygons. 1, 2, 3, 4, P. It's making a very flat polygon, which isn't really what I would want. So what we're going to do is correct that in a moment. And the way I'm going to do that is select from there. So selecting one polygon, selecting the next, Alt and E to select through, and then Shift and X to split that one. As you can see, it's giving us a better run through. Like so. If we come round the back and create more polygons here, by selecting, you can see we can match it up. Made a quad there. So just use cut X, put one in. You can see I'm just tweaking my way around, looking for ways to put polygons in and to match the reference as much as possible. There's not a lot of detail in the back of this head, so nicely distributed polygons, and that if I hit C, that'll smooth up quite nicely. And then just double check around here that we are matching the reference, which we are there. Maybe go out a little bit more just to give it a little bit more volume. And you can see the head shapes come along quite nicely. Now what we will do is we'll join those two meshes together now. So we'll select one, so object mode F, hold down and then select the skull cap, hold down shift and select the eye, and then we'll combine objects, right click, combine objects, and that's now one object, like so. And now we can start making it whole. So select in the middle, P gives us a polygon there, another one, and we're now filling in the blanks really. What we probably would want to do, I'm going to use a cut tool there, so that's just X to add to split that polygon there, and I'll select these edges here, and using Z for extrude I'll just bring them down. We know it's going to be one extrude there, and again tighten that in a little bit, and then one more, and then we'll go back and we'll tweak these now. Okay, so these polygons are going to need joining to these here, which I'll do now. So that one to that one. Actually, just to show you that one, we want that point there to come to this point. So if I just show you, select this one first, then this one, right click, merge, that point jumps to that point, which is what we want. What we don't want is this one jumping to this one. So first one, second one, right click, merge, and that, as you can see, same again, 1, 2, right click, merge, and that's brought it round nicely, and that's given us a nicely defined skull cap. And then let's just do the same down here. So I need my back view back now, because we're going slightly away from our reference. So just tweaking it back to the reference. So easy to get distracted with modeling that you forget your reference, like I just did really. It brings you firmly back to earth to see where you've strayed from the path, and that's just brought me nicely back on track there. And then the last couple, merge, merge like so. That's given us a fairly accurate skull along there. We'll do one more extrude, I think, from these bottom polygons. Level them up, get nice level lines wherever possible. And again, we're not using too many polygons here. Trying to keep the polygon count limited at the back of the head. Most of the polygons are going to be needed for the facial area, so only use what you need around the back where there's a lot less detail. There we go. So now just to do the final join up, go back to our eye section. I'll change the ghosted shade back to flat shaded first of all, because we've got a good chunk of the model defined. Back to edge mode around this eye area, extrude one out and another out, and then go back in and tweak. So I'm matching the top as much as possible to the other polygons. Bring this back here, like so. we're going to just join the top to the bottom with as minimal fuss as possible. In a moment. So let's just see if that's worked out. So this one here, fine. This one here, fine. Again, just working our way around, back around the front. And that has actually worked out exactly right. Just looking at both side and front references, or perspective and side reference. And then where you've got some odd shapes like here, we'll just bring these back in line. We may have to add some more later there to get some more detail around here. We know that if we just quickly go back to Ghost Shade, we know that we've got to get this looking right here, so we can actually do that very quickly by bringing the polygons around like so. We're going to want a dint in there. The way to do that, just redistribute those polygons there. And we can actually split all the way from there to there. But then the center ones will bring them closer together. And then tuck them in slightly, which gives us a crease. And that might be enough. Again, we may need to do a little bit more, but let's just have a look at that. Back to keep missing that one. Back to flat shade mode, and then we'll just subdivide and just have a look. So that will give us roughly what we want for that crease there. Again, we'll have to even up the distribution around here, but it's given us that. It's actually where the skull dints in like slightly, and we can, oops, rolling that around. It's in the right place now. May want a little bit more work when we come to do a detail pass. Let's go back to this mode just to make sure we haven't lost any of the definition, which we have. So great opportunity just to show you that. So let's just quickly switch the buttons back on with Shift and Space. Go to Cell, Soft Selection. Soft Selection is the magnet type tool. Roll the mouse wheel forward to get more of an area of effect, and we'll just drag out that area that we want to match the reference. Switch it to this mode and just make sure we're dragging out the right area. Like so. And then if there is anywhere that hasn't quite met, bearing in mind we're now in subdivide mode, so we still have this mesh subdivided, which is an ideal opportunity for us to look for any areas that might be missing against the reference. When you subdivide, it obviously tightens the mesh. Sometimes it's better to compensate earlier by modelling outside your reference. So if you're modelling around here, you would model slightly out. Okay. That's fine. I think we've done turn that off now. Soft selection off and shift spacebar. Probably went a little bit too aggressive with this here, so I'm going to peel that back for now and then add in another split later. We know that that is now the right shape for the split when we do it. I think I've messed up the polygons a little bit when I did that there, so put the distribution back how it was more, like so. Now what we may find there is, because we've done the head and looking from the front view there, we're actually seeing the back of the skull there. What I'm going to do is just using a select tool. I'm going to select all the way back here. Just using shift and select that. And I'm just going to select that. Just select that again. I dropped it then. Just take that selected set of polygons there, and for now we'll use display, and we'll hide selected, so H, which is hide selection, and that just hides those polygons for us. There's a few there that I missed. Keyboard H just hides them. It's very quick to get them back. Obviously we go display, show all with shift and H, but for now we'll keep those hidden. Oops. We'll keep those hidden while we model the nose, which is the next portion.